Well, hello there. My name is Susan Hamilton, and you're watching OffBeat Business TV or listening to the OBBM Network podcast. And I'm so excited to share with you Rebecca Dollinger with the American Business Women's Association. Thank you, Rebecca.
Well,
so glad to have you here.
Thank you, Susan.
You're listening to the OffBeat Business Show, rebuilding American business influence locally, nationally, and abroad, bringing you experienced insight for a strong, influential brand and successful life in business. Here's your host, Susan Hamilton.
That is fabulous, because what you're doing for women in the community is pretty amazing, and supporting us in business. Geez, we need that. We don't even know how badly we need that. So tell us some of the challenges that you see women are facing out there when they're not part of a network or an association that can give them some support.
Well, basically, I'm a small businesswoman. So basically, if you don't have contacts, if you don't go out and meet people that can actually help you with your business or even help you personally. And we're all about, the American Businesswomen is all about working women. You don't have to be a CEO, you don't have to be a director, you just have to be a working woman. And I have to tell you the story real quick.
Please.
I was standing in the grocery line, waiting my turn, and I had my badge on, my American Businesswoman badge, and she goes, "What's that all about?" So I was explaining it to her, and she goes, "Oh, but," she says, "I'm only a nurse." She's only a nurse. I said, "You're a working woman."
Wow.
And so I think sometimes people think that you have to be upper management, or you have to, you have to be some big shot, But we all think that we're pretty good big shots. We do help other women.
It is. It's a big deal, and you help several because you've got a large portion of the United States that's really under your care and your direct supervision. And you were describing to me that American Women's Business Association is so large. Did I say that right? Women's business, business women.
American Businesswomen.
Business women's, right? I mean, that's easy to get that
confused,
right.
Yeah.
Get that confused. So thank you. American Business Women's Association is so large that we're actually divided into six districts, and then you carry District 2. District 2. Tell us a little bit about that arena.
District 2 is, it's my district, so I think it's really cool. It consists of Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. So that's a lot of traveling.
That is a lot of traveling.
That's a lot of traveling.
A lot of taking care of the women in your groups.
Well, for me, I feel like I need to know each member if I can. So that's why I travel and I visit each league I can, because to me, if you can't help women and what they want and what they're achieving to get unless you know what they need. Right. So that's why I travel a lot.
No, I see. I totally agree with you. Unless we're talking with them, unless we're breaking free of that, I think media gives you that opportunity if we do it right.
Right.
We actually have the conversation. I think we can make a big difference there in our communities and empower them, which I know is your goal, because as we've talked so many times, your focus with Your Voice Matters is making sure women have a voice, because you've seen some times when they don't have a voice.
No, and as a writer, I have written for women who had no voice. They're culturally, silenced, or they're abused, or even they're advocates. And I got to thinking the other day, I have been doing this all my life and didn't realize it.
Wow.
And I've always stood up for somebody that had no voice.
And how did you do that?
Well, one time it was like this woman, she was real shy, and something had happened and it wasn't right, but she was quiet about it. And it's one of those morally wrong things, so I go, no. So I stood up for her, and I spoke up for her. And what the great thing about that is she understood it only takes 20 seconds of courage.
Right. I love that.
So you just stand up and you have your 20 seconds of courage, and then it gets easier every time. So like you were saying once before, that's a good example. So next time she has a situation, she'll know how to handle it.
Yeah, all I got to do is see it. I've realized that in the community so often, that if I can just see it, a lot of times I think we know something in our gut, we know something in our heart, and if we can ever just, and we don't even know that we're denying it. You know, a lot of times we just kind of suppress that thought, like, oh, that's too big for me, or oh, I guess I have to tolerate it. So I've been in those shoes as well, and I recognize that. You know, we don't have to. All I had to do is see somebody not tolerate it to realize, oh, that's how you get out of it. All you have to do is see someone champion someone else before you realize, oh, well, I can champion someone else also. And so it's good to set those examples out there, and I'm just thrilled that that's your heart in the community, is to do that for women in business.
Well, too, I think it's contagious.
Yeah.
If you build women up,
Yeah.
you know, they have more confidence. And that's what we do in the American Business Women Association. We give people confidence, we build people up. When you're surrounded with positive people, you can't help but be positive, right?
Well, this group, I have to tell you, the people that I've met are very positive, and they talk about it being these long-term relationships, these golden relationships. And the woman that introduced us, Nanau Mabi, I mean, yes, just she sets a shining example. It was Sir Optimus and American Business Women's Association of making sure we know each other, making sure we're connected, and then going that extra mile and setting that example. Always makes me go, oh, I got to remember to do that. I don't know how she does all that she does, but she's doing a fabulous job here. So just shout out to Nanau. One of the reasons that she connected us is about an event coming up.
Right.
And very soon, and we want the community to know that there are seats left, and they need to really think about participating. Talk to us about Emergent Leaders.
Well, Emergent Leaders is sponsored by a local league, Outlet Positive Express Network, and this is we are always bringing in amazing women to speak. These are first in their field. We have Kathryn Childers, who was one of the first women's Secret Service agents.
Wow.
And she covered the Kennedys, you know. So, and then that's cool, isn't it? yeah, that's really pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
You know, and then we have Elizabeth McCormick, who is a U.S. decorated Army Black Hawk pilot, and she flew intelligent missions all over. So we're anxious to hear from her. And then we have Freda Powell, who is the first African-American city councilman from Amarillo, Texas. So what the great thing about this event is these ladies are going to speak, and then we're going to have breakout sessions. So you can like sit at their table and pick their brains.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I'm thinking, yeah, which table I would do when
right?
Can I sit at all three? You know, yeah, and we do this. We do it to sponsor. We have a national conference. The ABWA has a national conference in Kansas City. This is our 70th year, our 70th anniversary. That's how long we've been around.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so we want...
You're quite organized.
Yes, yes we are. Yes, we are. Thanks to our executive director, Renee Street. She's very, very good. But, yeah, and we want to send every person, help people to go. So we do this kind of a fundraiser to make money to, like, you know, send people to conference.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. So when you're looking at, how many are you expecting to see at this event?
Oh, we're hoping to see probably around 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and through that fundraiser, do you have any idea of what you're anticipating raising to send women to Kansas City?
I don't know, we're hoping around 10,000, 15,000.
Yeah, very good, very good.
You know.
Wow, that's a bunch of women getting together going, yeah, me.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I love that. It's a little bit better than me too. It's, yeah, me. Yeah. I'll help. I'll do something. I'll support. I'll solve this problem. I'll help somebody. I'll help someone's voice matter.
Yes. And if you want tickets, it's on Eventbrite. You just go to Eventbrite and just, it's ABWA Open, or put your Emergent Leaders in there and it pops up.
Yeah, and if you're driving down the road and you don't have access to anything, know that we're going to have all those links, and it'll be real easy for you to get that information. So a little bit more about what you're doing in the community. You're a copywriter. You've been working for several businesses in the fashion industry. How fun.
Yeah.
You've got an interesting way to approach the marketplace.
Yeah, I started that about 15 years ago, and it was really funny at how it happened. You get, and when you start out, you know, business is small, And then one thing led to another, and then I was doing business with people in Brazil, Italy, because they're fashion designers, you know, they just, you know, and I love clothes, you know, so that's, you know, clothes and cars, I'm fine. But yeah, so I was writing for fashion designers, interior design, same thing, interior designers, just different things like that, even makeup artists.
And through this, you've decided, you got started to get connected. I'll tell you what, we're going to listen to a few of our sponsors.
Sure.
But when we get back, I want to hear more about what you're doing in the community and what the American Business Women's Association is helping you to achieve, because I understand you've got some pretty cool goals coming up.
Yeah, I sure do.
Awesome, awesome. You're watching OffBeat Business TV. You're listening to the OBBM Network Podcast.
The American business economy is positioned as it has never been before. Professional videography is a core element for attracting a higher level of engagement with the people group you need for significant impact. Now is your time to shine. My name is Bill Brock, owner of White Rock Films, and I invite you to a powerful opportunity in the marketplace, an opportunity to draw excited people to your events, an opportunity to showcase your ideas on infrastructure, an opportunity to become known as the industry authority and enjoy the associated benefits of a strong, influential brand. Video highlights, video teaches. Video puts a resistant market at ease, and video stirs the hearts and imaginations of your allies and strategic client base. White Rock Films offers full audio, video production for businesses ready to embrace the future, handling your project with professionalism, experience, and polish unheard of in the industry. My name is Bill Brock, and White Rock Films wants your business. See us online at whiterockfilms.com.
Hi, I'm the Yes Lady with Charla A, powered by Zeal Wellness. Zeal is my nutrition beverage of choice. It is 14,000 milligrams of superfood nutrition in a powdered formula that you can just shake it and take it out the door, grab and go, have energy, vitality, reduce your stress, some incredible health benefits. It's incredibly cost effective, and it is going to change your life. I'd love for you to join me. Go to charla.zealforlife.com, charla.zealforlife.com. Join me in being healthy, focused, full of energy, tastes great. Zeal for Life.
And we're back. You're watching OffBeat Business TV. You're listening to the OBBM Network Podcast. My name is Susan Hamilton, and I'm talking with Rebecca Dollinger with the American Business Women's Association. And you were telling us a little bit about what you're doing in the community as far as a copywriter working in the fashion industry, and how you're caring for so many of the states for your particular district, District 2. But you were also talking about your big goals, because it blows my mind, because that's not all in there. There's even more. You want to accomplish yet more. You want to serve on a larger capacity. Tell our audience a little bit about your future endeavors.
Oh, well, for one, as District 2, you have the option to run for the higher office in the national board. And that's what I'm on. I'm on the national board of the American Business Women's Association.
Wonderful.
And we are also the trustees to the Stephen Buffett Memorial Educational Fund, which funds, we give thousands of dollars away to women for scholarships for schooling or continuing education or whatever. So to me, education is huge. You know, that's a big part of it. But also, I'm a approved candidate for the National Secretary Treasurer.
Wow, that seems like a great big hill to climb.
It is. No. But we run with amazing women. We always say we run together because we like to have it like that and not feel like it's in politics. You know, so we feel like we always say we run together.
Well, that's interesting because you are so organized, and you're running for office. Do you have is that a political entity? Does there any lobbying or anything that American Businesswomen Association does?
When it comes to, we have really strict guidelines and bylaws, so we have to have to go by those, and that's good because those bylaws were put in place to keep everything contained and not.
Because it would be easy when you've got that large of a voice to be able to say, you know what, we have strength here. There's strength in numbers, right? So does that mean you do participate or you don't participate when it comes to some of these larger legislative issues? Does American Businesswomen Association get involved in those things or tend not to?
No, we don't get involved in that. No.
You work on a different level because if you can change the hearts of people and communicate on that lower level, everyone else gets those things done. I mean, I still think that's very, very important.
Well, too, I think the American Businesswoman educates women, gives them opportunities. So if they want to go that route, you know, they're already prepared to go. You know, and I think that's a big thing about our organization. We teach leadership skills. Sometimes women come in and they don't have any, or they want to polish them up, and that's just fabulous because this is a safe place to learn. You know, we always like to say that because you can practice here, and if you goof up, so what? You know, we all love you. You know, to try again. You know.
What I've noticed within your organization is you women all know each other so well, so you're going to pick up the phone. You're going to ask a question, and it's not something that you would ever feel awkward. It's more like, oh, we've got to laugh about this scenario. This just happened, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be able to support you with the OffBeat Business Media Network and share what you're doing for women in the community, especially here in the DFW area, and bring people in to your fundraising event called Emergent Leaders. And I do think that's amazing, the types of leaders that you have that are coming to the table to talk about those things. And so I've interviewed Elizabeth McCormick twice on the OffBeat Business Show, so I know that she's fabulous, and I just love that you're making sure we're talking about the stuff of race. It has to be getting brought up and talked about in a positive light. We have to start doing that, and you're going to bring someone in from Amarillo. Interesting. Yeah. That is quite a drive. That's no small thing. We've had people drive in from Amarillo to be guests on our shows as well, and they'll be in town for the weekend, won't they?
Yeah.
Right?
My husband's from Amarillo.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I've been there several times.
So when you look at this network that you're serving, what would you say are some of the biggest things that you're solving when you get together? Because you're meeting regularly. You're meeting every week?
For the National Board?
Yeah. Well, for the American Businesswomen's Association. Yeah. I mean, I pay attention to Nanelle. She's got something going almost all the time. Does the whole community do that? Do you have weekly meetings?
Oh, we usually, our leagues have monthly meetings.
Monthly.
But we have so many in the DFW area that you can just make a meeting every week.
So that's possible. Okay, so you can stay connected and get connected and meet other people. I definitely commend you all for making sure we meet others. We come in and you say, hey, have you met this person? Have you met that person? And those connections go on. And I definitely see how women, we're the educators in the community, right? So it's very important that we can hear from each other so we can do a better job of serving our own people and our own families.
That's right.
So of all those things that you're doing every week, do you go every week?
Oh, yes. I'm somewhere every week.
Yeah, you go somewhere every week. So what would you say, out of the people that you see, are some of the biggest challenges that you're really proud of this organization helping women overcome?
I think a lot of it has to do with leadership skills.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, a lot of people have different leadership styles, and sometimes styles don't fit into where they're at right now, you know? So a lot of times I see that, And I also see where you can get so much, like with our education, we can do online courses on our website. And some of it is just this day-to-day things that you need to know,
Yeah.
And that gives you those hiccups, in the middle of the night, and we have that. And, I don't know, some of the challenges I think are bringing in the next generation.
I think that's huge.
That is huge, because
Yeah.
I have a daughter that's a millennia, and they think totally different. But the thing is, we're reaching out to them in different ways, the way they like to be reached out to and stuff like that. So I think, for me, even as a district vice president, that's one of my biggest challenges.
It's just bringing in the younger people to realize what it is we're doing.
Right.
And you're hearing other moms and other women in this organization saying the same thing. Are they finding anything in particular is working?
Well, you know what? At one time, I asked the lady that she didn't renew her dues, her local dues, and I asked her, she says, "Oh, that's for other people," which probably she meant that was probably for me or whatever,
Right.
And I says, let me rephrase that. If I had a program, what kind of program would you come to? And she looks and she goes, well, she was just out of college. She says, I have written resumes galore, but I can't write the resume that gets me that job.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And she says, interview skills have changed.
Yes.
And I says, I need to know the newest and best tips. And I says, we have that on our website. We can do programs about that. So that is where I'm looking, to see what would interest them, to pull them in. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Fabulous. The next generation, we often talk about that. Who's going to be leading our corporations? Who's going to be serving on city council? Who's going to be paying attention to the things that our community needs? Yeah. If we don't engage them, if we don't do a better job. And I also, as you know, feel very strongly that if we don't do a better job of engaging that next generation, we have an addiction epidemic that is taking the place of what we should be feeling good about, right? I mean, the things that we should be are endorphin highs because we've accomplished something, because we've learned something, we've achieved something, and then we're sharing it, right? Isn't that the biggest high? You learn it, you share it. You learn it, you share it.
You give it away.
You learn it, you share it, and that's such a valuable thing. And when we disconnect, and I think, sadly, that's where we are today. A lady I was talking to last week said that there are kids, she's pulling out of her alley, and whole kids leaving the high school. We're walking, they're holding their phone. Nobody's talking. They're looking at the phone. She sat there for a while. She goes, they're going to walk right into my car. And sure enough, they walked right into her car, and then one made fun of the other, and they went on. But if we don't engage them, I think we're in trouble. So I'm excited that you're bringing that to this table. You're showing them conversation. You're showing them what it looks like to sit at a table and get to know each other. And by example, you're showing them what relationship looks like, because it really should look a lot more like this.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It should look more like this. And unless they see it, all they see is a face in the camera. We're losing them like that. And I think we can do a better job.
There's no emotional connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Well, and there's no excitement because the emotional connection of, I love you, I want to do right by you, that's one thing. But there's also no adrenaline rush that there's no, where is the next thing in my life? No, so that means I might have a goal, but how do I get there? Because I don't have any jet propulsion.
No,
right?
and they become isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, and I just really appreciate what you're doing, and I'm going to be sharing you, and I'm going to see what I can do to bring some young women to this table to hear these fabulous leaders and friends, as I mentioned earlier. When you are driving down the road and you don't have an opportunity to get this information, all those links are going to be available on this podcast. Download the OffBeat Business app where you can get everything, all of our television programs, all of our audio, podcasts, and radio in the OffBeat Business app. As well as the membership information. So let's get you connected to people that are getting things done in the DFW area. Until next time, you've been watching OffBeat Business TV or listening to the OBBM Network podcast.
You've been listening to the OffBeat Business Show. Find our lineup, podcast, magazine, event calendar, and sponsor information, even our membership directory, all available on the OffBeat Business app or at offbeatbusiness.com. Download the OffBeat Business app today.